Morning, guys. I've never done a live chat or a live session at the shop. I used to do live sessions regularly, um, and they were at like the computer desk. But I've never had the ability to do like a live stream at the workshop. Just haven't had the quality of internet or computer setup, and I still don't. I'm trying it on my phone here this morning, and I'm wondering. Okay, Andrew Eliason. Okay, so I can see your guys' chats here on the phone. That is neat. I didn't know if that was possible. Hey, Chris. Good morning, Saturday, guys. GM, I'm just here in the workshop this morning by myself. Look at the shop. So, hey, Michael. Wow, nice to see you guys on here and have this immediate interaction. Really cool, and something I used to love. Hey, Edward. Something I used to love about live streams. So I'm hoping that's been my goal, to get a setup here, and I'll improve the setup. This is just a test run this morning. Hey, Angel. Hey, Sean. Thank you for the blessings, Chris. I appreciate it. But now with this, I did the first like live video this week, and it wasn't a live chat. I had an online meeting with a television network, and it was an hour-long meeting, and I ran it from the shop here because I thought it would be nice to see the shop in the background. And it was sort of a trial by fire with the Starlink system, and it is just incredible. So good. So good. You guys can let me know, of course, you're the judge there now on your end, how the audio and video is coming through. But I know in dealing with him, it was absolutely flawless. I don't even have it installed on top of the building yet. Let's see if we can get the exposure. Yeah, you see right here, that is the antenna of sorts sitting on the ground that has a robotic head that will search. You can watch it move and find satellites and track satellites if it has to. I've just got the cable running in through the window here right now. I'll get it permanently installed later. But it plugs into this modem that plugs into the wall. Two cables, simple as that, and just ripping high-speed internet. But like I said, you guys let me know what the speed is like. We have, so I come down every Saturday to put in some shop time. Dad and I are down 5 days of the week, but Saturdays, I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. Saturdays I come down by myself, put in some good time here at the shop. I do any, that's a good time for filming as well, because Dad isn't here making a racket. If you guys could leave me a comment there now, let me know what the audio and video is like. Is it jumpy? Is it glitchy on your end? Hey, Herbert. But just give me a report. Let me know. I'm just on my cell phone here. Great. Okay, good. Like I said, this is just a trial run and we'll see, but I'd love to get into like a scheduled type of programming where it could be like a set time every week, you know, and probably get into doing it as well. Set up a system with my film camera, so we have real good quality video, although this is probably just fine, honestly. I have a table stacked with knives here. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Dana. And I just thought I'd show you guys some of what I'm working on here. So a couple of restorations finishing up. If you haven't seen last night's video yet, highly recommend you go check it out. I sold a bunch of these last night, but that's the new Warncliffe EDC pattern. Check out the light glimmering off that edge there. Look at that. But really, really happy with that pattern, and I guess a lot of you felt the same. Really slick. Look at that tang. Real deep, flat grind. Definitely good performer. I could see like a nice, colorful pinky lanyard on there. Something to add a little pop. Yeah, I agree, Herbert. That's something I could pick up. Good morning, Poppy Monroe. There's no reason that I couldn't just prop this up higher. That's a little better. Good morning, Clinton. 30 people here on a Saturday morning. That's what my thing is showing right now. So that's surprising. What's everyone doing on this Saturday morning? I just finished up a knife here. I'll give you a little glimpse of it. I can't show you much of it because it's for a video that I'm filming that might release this coming week, but have a look at this. I don't know if I can, no, I can't tell my phone to focus there, but that's a United States Marine Corps pin, a really, really nice build that you'll see very soon. Mr. Monroe, what am I working on for bushcraft knives these days? So my store is, hey Sarah, my store is really well stocked right now. And most items on there, most knife items on there are, I have at least one or multiple here in stock ready to ship. And then as soon as one sells, we jump right on it and get it in production. And that's why a lot of the models are listed as could be up to 10 days to ship. But if you want to check out KyleNoseworthy.com there now, a lot of fantastic patterns. Also stuff here on the bench that I'm working on that that isn't up on the store. Let me show you guys just a few of what I have here on the bench this morning. Not even totally complete, but probably will be finished up today. We have a sweet yellow fox here. Pretty low contrast in, I wonder if I can edit that. Looks like there is a filter. Look at that. Huh. Still not picking up the color like it would be in person, but definitely a help. But we have the yellow fox. Look at that forge finish with a high flat grind there. 1.5 inches deep. This one isn't sharpened yet, but we have orange with black liners, polished tang. Look at that. Boston Blade Reviews. Big into buck knives. Well, I've got something here for you, buddy. Have a look at this real quick. Now, these don't have final clean down. A 112. Just finished up. Custom scales. Look at that. Look at that tang work. Let's see something else. How about this 110 in elk? Spine work. Look at that. We're not done just yet. And I just brake cleaned these and blew them out. So they are covered in like slime from the factory grit down inside the knife. We have 5,000-year-old bog oak with a yellow heart strip down through it. Have a look at that. Vine work on the tang. Again, these don't have a final cleanup. That's why you're seeing all this gunk and smudging and everything. Thank you, Chris. How about a custom 110 maple? Look at the iridescence in that. Custom 110. They just keep on coming. Custom 110, filed spine. Moose antler, Newfoundland moose antler. And that's it for the 110s here today, but just a massive amount. Couple more in production right here, but you can get them. I stock 110s here in the shop, and I have clients sending old used ones. Hey boys, come here. A little happier to come out on Saturdays when we're not here making as much noise. But she is a loner and a big cat. Look at the size of her head. Thank you. I really appreciate the compliments on my work, and I really enjoy the Buck 110s. Yeah, great co-host. But I've been doing 110s for a lot of years now. Think about doing a folder. Yeah, I've had several requests lately for a folder, but I've got a lot of interest in my fixed blade work and my custom work. And when you have that constant interest and constant sales rolling in, something like a folder takes a lot of R&D time, a lot of fiddling and playing and toying and coming up because, well, of course, you probably could just print a pattern or something off of Google and build and machine that. But I'm not interested in that. If I'm going to do it, it's going to be from scratch. It's going to be my design. Um, that's the only way I feel, justified in building like that. But yeah, I would love to build a folder. It's just a matter of timing issue. Have I thought about experimenting with other coatings for the blades, phosphate or Cerakote? Absolutely. I would love to get into, especially Cerakote sometimes. You can do some cool stuff like that. You can find my stuff at KyleNoseworthy.com. Subscribe to the mailing list there if you would. You'll get notifications on new stock and things like that. But you'll also get, you'll be able to check there's a shop tab up top. Don't click on the K&N Knives tab. That's just talking about some of my work. But if you go to the shop tab, you'll see what's available. No Buck 110s listed on there now. The idea was we bought a huge bunch of Buck 110 stock just a little while ago to build out and then put on the store as complete and available, and you can see the pictures, you know what you're getting, and you purchase them. So the goal was to build them out and then post them, and they all sold as custom orders before I could ever build them out myself. So just guys requesting, we want, could I get one in electric blue? Yeah, absolutely, I have it here in stock. Here's the price, and I'll get it done and send it to you. So here it is right here. Wonder if I could get one in Bog Oak with Yellow Heart. Yeah, sure. We'll build that for you. 5,000 plus year Bog Oak. And they have sold like that before I can ever get to posting them on the website. And a lot of my knives are the same thing. That's been consistent over the years. Stuff popping up on my screen there. So I'm building, I'll say I'm going to build a couple nice Yellow Fox knives, get them ready to put on the store. And before they get to the store, I have someone send me an email and say, hey, I'm wondering when's the next time you're going to have a Yellow Fox coming up? Because I've been wanting to buy one, been watching on the store, none there. And I say, well, as it happens, I'm building a couple now. And I just process the payment privately, and they never make it to the store. So that's happening all the time. So that's why, there are some patterns and things that you don't see pop up. But a couple here now you probably will see come to the store, just finishing up, just because some knives don't get posted or listed or commented on. Oh, good question. Poppy Monroe. I'll get to the other stuff later. When did you fall in love with knife making, and how did you know it was what you wanted to do? So I started several years ago, quite a few years ago now, building a YouTube channel. And it was just fun because I've always been involved with different hobbies and craftswork my entire life. Right from a little kid, I was woodworking stuff in my grandfather's shop, and Dad was always had projects on the go. And I remember he was rebuilding stuff out in the garage and projects and tinkering with different things, and always involved. So I kind of carried that throughout my life as well. I got in university, and I was still involved in this hobby work, and YouTube was really starting to become like a thing then. It wasn't really a thing around here, local where I am, but it was getting a little bit more popular, and I said, wouldn't it be cool if I started like filming a few of my hobbies that I already do and uploading videos? So I was really big invested into knife sharpening at the time. I'd been sharpening for a couple years. And I know this is a long build-up, but we'll get to your question, buddy. I started uploading videos and getting attention. People really loved watching. And then I started having the first few requests, like something on the lines of, I see you're doing a great job sharpening. I wonder if you would consider sharpening mine. I'll pay you for it. I thought, sheesh, yeah, that would be awesome. Something I put a lot of time into. I'm wearing away at my own blades here because they're all sharp. So I started taking a few mail-ins and things like that, and that was just so much fun. Then I moved to the bigger center in St. John's, and I started a sharpening business called Atlantic Sharpening, where I was sharpening for people all over the world. I had another buddy that was on the other side of the island. Excuse me. Watch yourself there. And everything was funneled through me, and there was a couple hubs to do sharpening. So that was sort of a small scale business we were doing there. And then after that, it was I started getting requests. I know you can sharpen knives, but would you consider restoring my knife? I have some bad scratching. I was already doing some of that work on my own anyways, so I got into that. So now I was sharpening, very light restoration work. Of course, showing my own work on that all the time. I had been leatherworking to that point for a couple years. So then I had started having restorations come in. Would you be able to restore it, sharpen it, and build a sheath? Sure. I'm already building sheaths and stuff for my own work. I was doing a lot of axe work at that time and leather work there. So trying to set her up so she doesn't get her butt in your in the camera lens there. But so it was just this progression coming along where I was doing, you guys see some of the restorations I have come in now where someone will send in, just a shadow of what the knife once was. Get down, please. Where half the blade's been filed away, it's full of scratches, the handle's been broken off and gone, there's no sheath. And so I was doing these types of restorations where I was basically building the knife, and I said, well, the next logical step in progression here is to have my own line of knives. And I've been thinking about that and doodling in my university notebooks and stuff for years. And I said, when I get to a sensible workshop, when I get a space where I can try it, I would love to build my own knives. So in 2017, I moved home from the university setting back to basically my own hometown. You remember that workshop, the workshop a lot of you guys don't remember, with no heat. Right there, like minus 15, minus 18 in the winter, absolutely no heat. I'm bundled up, stocking cap on, mitts, doing work. That's when I started building my own knives, and I built my own forge, a coal-fired forge, and I started building my own knives and really loved it. And most of the skills involved making the sheaths, the sharpening, regrinding bevels, replacing handles. These are things that I had been doing already for years. So the only thing that was really new was starting right from scratch, having my own name on it, and maybe getting to pick the grind, the bevels and stuff myself, and of course the heat treat. Those were the things that were new. The line developed. There was quite a bit of interest. The first couple blades I had, without trying to sell them, they sold. And I just started expanding, and then some of you will remember the first few videos where I did the first run of bake apple knives, and then I designed the Tuckamore and did a batch of Tuckamores a run. The Islander was an early pattern that I don't make anymore, but I did a run of those, and those sold right away. I believe they were sold before they were done. And it's just been this progression, and I absolutely love it. There's so much value in it to me. A lot of the jobs that are involved in that are jobs that I was doing anyways and love to do. So great question. That's the long story around, but now you have the whole background as to how I got into what I wanted to do. And I know your question was framed as how did you know this was what you wanted to do? It was never thinking out or down the road, well, one day I want to be a professional knife maker. One day I want to have my own line of knives going all over the world. There was never that vision there. It was just kind of that progression in that way. There was a desire. And as I built into it, the value was just tremendous for me. And I said, wow, it really got something here. And the response from you guys shows that there's an interest in it. I just walked into it that way. Hey, Randy, have I ever considered making a pocket sheath for the bake apple? Absolutely. And I do things like that all the time on request. If someone needs something a little different for their knife, I accommodate. I don't list left-handed sheaths on the website, but if someone wants to order a bake apple on the website, they just add to the comment section left-handed sheath, or they'll send me an email and say, hey, I want to buy such and such a knife with a left-handed sheath. Can you accommodate? Absolutely. Some people want ferrule loops in their sheaths, so I build custom setups like that, doing that kind of stuff all the time, all to accommodate you guys so you can get really what you want. That's important to me, that you be able to get that. Couple things as I was going to show here. Hey, Floyd. Oh, nice. I'm glad that you're putting that yellow fox to good work. Several beautiful warriors here on the bench this morning. Have a look right here. I've got a pair. These are sold heading to the US this week. Look at this warrior. That is a 3/16 inch slab. Look at that gleaming polished tang. Isn't that gorgeous? And then it's not just Dynalux. We've got a natural micarta and a black liner in there. So it might be hard to tell because of all those liners, but in person you can see the difference in texture. It's really noticeable. But yeah, full 3/16 inch slab. This is a monster of a knife. Yeah, Floyd, the Warrior is a beast of a knife. 9.5 inches long, 3/16 flat grind here, so it will be ground with a secondary bevel when it's done. You've got, those features that make it like this is a knife that's plenty big, plenty heavy enough. This is a chopper. You can limb out trees with this thing. You can chop down stakes, wooden stakes, sharpen out wooden pegs, stakes we call them here. But for driving in the ground, those types of things, you have those features. You have the deep kind of guard here, right? Keep your hand up off so you can really do some heavy work. Have a nice hook back here, so it really just rocks in your hand. And that massive blade here out front, you've got all that forward weight, would be great in that scenario. And then throw in a pinky lanyard there, you are cooking. Comments keep, so when you guys leave a chat comment, it pops up and then it fades down from the screen in a short time. So if I'm running my mouth like I am there, they run off the screen. Yeah, Clinton, developing my business as the need appears and going in that direction. Just recently developed the tradesman pattern, and you guys have been all over that. What a tremendous response. We've put through a lot of those, and every one is just so much fun to build. And what a great pattern. Every comment on it has been, and a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times when you guys receive your knife, you'll send me an email and tell me, or show me a picture sometimes, just how much you're loving it. And the tradesman pattern really fills that. Yeah, Floyd. Maybe not, although the bake apple would be great for that setting. Or the new Wharncliffe. I mean, that, with the size as well, this is able to go, I'm contemplating going pocket sheath design, but I'm not sure. That's a little more of a bold choice. Just because it fits that EDC roll cool. This would be, a great restaurant steak knife. And for me, when I go to a restaurant, I always have an EDC knife on me. Usually I'll use my own knife. So this would be wonderful in that scenario. Wonderful camp style food prep. Again, this is on my website, kylemosley.com. This is a brand new pattern. Go watch my video posted last night showing the building of this knife. It was designed for a client who had a need for it. I just thought it was too good not to share around. Hey Scott, your knife would be shipped, my friend. Um, you can shoot me an email there if you want the tracking information or something like that, but it should be to you very soon, anytime now. We have, let's see, this is not oiled, not final finish or anything like that right now. This is another Warrior. It's looking, I don't know, a funny color on the camera color there now, but it is a gray with a red liner. When this gets properly oiled and treated, it'll be beautiful. Comets disappearing again. Yes, Steve, that Warrior is, or that the Wharncliffe, really cool design. I'm liking it. John, who first taught you to sharpen knives? No, it was kind of before I really learned to stone sharpen. I was in university, so you want to call me a grown man, fine. Now, me being older, when I look back at that age group, I should say, I certainly thought I was a grown man at the time, but now looking back at that age group, they just seem so young. It seems a lot of them like it's improper to call them grown men, but I guess that's what they are. But I was in university, and I was getting into collecting folding knives and things like that. And I had a good friend that had been whetstone sharpening for years because he was into straight razor sharpening. So he got me both into the hobby of straight razors, into that craft, and also into whetstone sharpening as well. And I just put in a lot of study time, books, diagrams, forums, YouTube, everything that I could soak in at the time. And I'm like that when I pick up on something new like that and I have an interest, I just tend to be consumed with it. And every night I'd get out and I'd go to the dollar store and buy real cheap knives. And I just sharpen them and sharpen them. And I have sheets of paper there, and I just test them, and I keep. I remember one of the first times that I got when I took up off the stone and I tried that I diced that paper. Man, what a great feeling! But just went from that self-taught and with different resources like you guys consume some of my resources, my videos and things online. I appreciate that, but that's how I've learned. Hey, good morning, Jason. You have a World War II U.S. Navy knife. What should I get to start cleaning and sharpening it? I don't know what you already have, and I don't know the condition. You can send me an email with a few pictures if you want to go that route and get some better information. Then I could provide something a little better for you. Most cases for restoration, I'd start with like a wire wheel on a bench grinder. That'll clean most things up, most steel pretty nice. As for sharpening, I don't know what your setup is, so I can't really speak to it. Angie. Oh, thank you, Angie. I'm glad that you're enjoying your burlap micarta baked apple. I love the baked apple in that burlap. Oh, it just looks so good. Good morning, Scott Stapleton. Hope you're having a great morning, my friend. Do you ever do file work on fixed blade tangs like you would do on the Buck 110s? Absolutely. You probably won't see it that well there now. And I can't show you the side profile of this blade, but this is a fixed blade. This is a video series I'm doing right now. This is a special build. But this, when it gets final ground, the handle's on there, this will be polished. So this is heat treated. It's got that black forged finish. Look at those heat treat colors and lines. But when this knife is done, of course, the the grinding, these lines and concaves and things like that will remain blackened, and then the top will be a polished tang, so it'll stand out so good. No worries about strength there. Tang grinding like that is so light duty, you really aren't removing that much steel from the blade, and it's on the upper side. So rarely are you putting stress this way, which is where it would bother. More often you're putting stress, giving it all away now, showing you guys, but yeah, there's a pair of really, really special blades coming up here. But no worry about strength, nothing like that. I want to show you guys one that Dad just finished gluing up, and Dad created these scales, and I just thought he'd done a wonderful job. Have a look at this Warrior. Not listed on the site or anything yet. Not sharpened. Doesn't have the final finish on the wood, but this is a natural colored curly maple. Because it's not final finish or buffed, you aren't seeing the iridescence in that wood, but just a gorgeous wood. And then we have a piece, I believe, charcoal gray box elder burl. Put in there, a black liner, but look, just so beautiful. Just real clean, pure looking blade. Look at that. Combined then with the blackened forge finish on the blade. Kind of goes, perfectly with that strip of burl wood there. If you're interested in one of these that I'm showing here, these Warriors, you can, if you want to jump on it. It might be a week before they get posted on the website, but if you want to grab it, you're able to send me an email, weiderfan.business@gmail.com, listed beneath all of my YouTube videos. But you're able to get a hold of me, and we'll do private purchase, and it'll be yours, and you can pick out the final finishes, whether you want it stone sharpened or belt sharpened is fine, whether you want a dangler sheath or whatever. This is a Prevail, another one of my patterns. This is a very heavy 3/16 slab. You also get on the Prevail. And this is a black liner with a black palm. Not oiled, not buffed, not finished, but 1/4-inch brass pins, black palm. Just such a heavy contrast in that material. Nope, not gonna get proper focus. But saber grind, really beastly knife. Look at that. Isn't that nice? But we're 30 some minutes in now, and I'm about to sign off, unless some of you have some questions that you want to ask, because I've got to get back to work here. So I'm happy to oblige if you do have a question or two. I'll go on, but otherwise we'll go and enjoy our day. Check out another video coming. New unit right here from Lincoln. This is the Square Wave, the TIG200. Just a beautiful, beautiful machine. Look at that. It's an AC TIG unit, AC and DC, but AC is the big one. That's the more expensive and harder to get. I was able to TIG with my old 140, but only DC. So AC is where the money is. But a new video coming on that soon. Just having a look at the shop here. So grateful to have a space like this to work in. So much fun. And just useful as I grow into it. New equipment here that you've seen on the video. New developments happening all the time just to get the shop more dialed in for our purposes. Let's have a last look. No, don't get down. No. She's not staying put when you're walking towards her. Thanks for hanging out with me a little bit, guys. I'm headed back to work here now. Check out that view. Thanks for watching. New videos coming early next week. Check out my website, kylenosworthy.com. If you have an order placed with me, you can bet that's coming real soon. Have a great Saturday.